August 16, 2023. A container ship called the Joseph Schulte slips out of Odesa. 4 weeks earlier, Russia declared any vessel on this route a potential military target. Russian missiles can reach every mile of her route. She sails anyway, and she makes it. In the months that followed, more ships followed her out. Grain, steel, sunflower oil, out of a war zone, past a hostile fleet, into the open sea. This is not how blockades are supposed to end. Russia had the ships, it had the missiles, it had put the threat in writing. So why did the corridor stay open? It wasn't mercy, and it wasn't that Ukraine sank the Russian fleet. It didn't. The real answer is stranger. It starts with a price. Rewind to July 2023. On the 17th, Russia walks out of the grain deal that had let Ukrainian exports move under inspection. 2 days later, its Ministry of Defense issues a statement. From July 20th, any vessel bound for Ukrainian ports will be treated as a potential carrier of military cargo. Read it carefully. It doesn't say ships will be sunk. It says they may be treated as targets. Insurance markets reacted first. War risk premiums jumped. Deep sea shipping stopped. On paper, the corridor was dead. Moscow had closed the sea with a paragraph. For nearly a month, it worked. To enforce a threat like that, you need warships near the coast, boarding parties, inspections. And Russia had already learned what presence costs. The Moskva was not just a ship. It was the symbol of Russian command at sea, and Ukraine had found a way to hit it from land. April 13th, 2022. The cruiser Moskva, flagship of the Black Sea Fleet, is operating off the Ukrainian coast. 2 Ukrainian Neptune missiles, fired from land, strike her side. She burns through the night. The next day, she sinks. A country with almost no navy had just killed the biggest warship lost in combat in 4 decades. The Moskva took more than her missiles down with her. Every Russian captain now understood the coastline. Close to Ukraine, a warship is not a hunter. It is the largest target in view. The rest of 2022 confirmed it. Russia pulled its major surface ships back from the northwestern Black Sea. The close patrols quietly ended. One more constraint mattered. Days into the war, Turkey had closed the Turkish Straits to additional Russian warships. And here is the problem. Enforcement happens close. Inspections happen close. Blockades happen close. Close was exactly where Russia could no longer afford to be. What Ukraine built next turned that fear into a system. Layer 1. Drones on the water. Boats with no one aboard, low in the waves, packed with explosives, steered by camera from hundreds of kilometers away. February 1st, 2024. Ukrainian GER reported that the missile corvette Ivanovets was cornered by a pack of drones off Crimea and released footage of the strike. She fires back. She misses. She goes down. 2 weeks later, the landing ship Cesar Kunikov. Same method, same result. The drones were cheap. The warships were not. Every exchange favored Ukraine. Layer 2. Missiles from the sky. Cruise missiles and ballistic missiles, many Western supplied, reaching into Crimea itself. Dry docks, headquarters, ammunition stores. In May 2024, Ukrainian missiles reportedly destroyed the corvette Cyclone without her ever leaving Sevastopol. Layer 3. No safe harbor. Months earlier, in September 2023, missiles had already hit the fleet's own headquarters and a submarine sitting in dry dock. Notice what this is not. It is not a navy defeating a navy. Ukraine's own warships played almost no part. This is sea denial. Make the water deadly enough, and the enemy cannot use it, even if you can't use it either. Every layer raised the price of showing up. Drones made patrolling lethal. Missiles made ports unsafe. Together, they put one question to Moscow. What is enforcement actually worth to you? Russia answered with distance. Through late 2023, satellite images told the story week by week. Frame by frame, pier by pier, the harbor at Sevastopol emptied. After repeated Ukrainian strikes, Russia shifted and dispersed key Black Sea Fleet activity away from exposed Sevastopol toward ports including Novorossiysk. Say this plainly, the fleet was not destroyed. Most of it still floats. This is not a story about a navy sinking. But look at the map. Novorossiysk sits on the far side of the sea from Ukraine's corridor. From there, a warship cannot police the corridor without sailing back into the killing zone it just left. No boarding, no blockade. Russia saved its fleet by moving it away from the one place the fleet had a job. Survival and mission had come apart. Moscow chose survival. Meanwhile, Ukraine redrew the route. The new corridor doesn't cross the open sea. It hugs the western coastline, south from Odesa, through the territorial waters of Romania, Bulgaria, and Turkey. Be precise about what that means. No alliance warship escorted these ships. Nobody promised to shoot down Russian missiles. But geography did quiet work. To strike a ship here, Russia would be acting on the edge of alliance waters, in crowded lanes, in full view. The route didn't make attack impossible. It made attack expensive. By now, that's a theme. So, Russia changed what enforcement meant. If it couldn't stop ships at sea, it could punish the system that sent them. Missiles and drones hit Odesa's port. Grain silos, loading cranes. They hit the Danube River port of Izmail, some berths barely a kilometer from NATO territory. The warning stayed in force. Insurance prices did the patrolling. Every strike on a port was also a message to an underwriter in London. The target was never just the crane. It was the premium attached to every hull that docked beside it. This is coercion, raising the cost of using the corridor. It is not control, physically stopping what moves. That distinction sounds academic. It decided the war at sea. Coercion can be priced in. Insurers adjusted. Within months, premiums eased as the ships kept arriving. Control cannot be priced in. But control was the one thing Russia could no longer pay for. The violence was real. It just wasn't the kind that closes a sea. Here it's worth pausing, because there's a comfortable version of this story. It says Russia held back, that it could have stopped the ships but chose not to. Escalation fears, legal caution. The record says otherwise. Russia did go after ships, repeatedly. August 13th, 2023. The freighter Shukru Okan, southwestern Black Sea. The Russian patrol ship Vasily Baikov fires warning shots across her bow. Then armed soldiers descend from a helicopter and search her. A neutral merchant ship boarded on the open sea. November 9th, 2023. The bulk carrier K-Max Ruler is berthed at Odessa, loading grain. A Russian missile strikes her where she sits. The harbor pilot on board is killed. September 2024. Ukrainian officials and UK Defense Intelligence assessed that the grain ship Aya was hit in open water. They assessed the weapon as a Kh-22, an anti-ship missile built for large naval targets. That detail matters. This was not a warning shot at a port. It was a heavy weapon used against a grain ship. Warning shots. A boarding, a ship struck in port, a ship struck at sea. Whatever you call that, restraint is not the word. But now, look at the pattern. Each incident stands alone. One boarding, never a blockade line. Strikes on ships, never a campaign to stop traffic. Russia demonstrated, punished, signaled. What it never did was the daily grinding work of closing a sea lane. Not because it wouldn't, because at that price, it couldn't. One more explanation deserves a hearing, because it's the seductive one. A quiet arrangement. Russia lets the grain flow, and something flows back. A hidden bargain. We tested it. We went looking for the pattern a deal would leave. Strikes pausing when shipments moved. Statements matching behavior. Favors returned. The evidence isn't there. Port attacks continued through every period a bargain should have protected. No credible source documents a deal. One honest caveat. Russian language sources on fleet decisions are thin. We cannot see inside Moscow's planning rooms. Russian and pro-Russian direct source coverage was reviewed, but relevant direct source support remains limited. That gap is disclosed for viewpoint accounting, not treated as equivalent proof. Because nothing here needs a secret to explain it. Drones, missiles, distance, price. The open sources already carry the whole weight. Tested and set aside. Which brings us back to the Joseph Schulte, sailing out of Odessa, past a fleet that never came. Now you know why it never came. Not mercy, not law. The fleet that ruled these waters in 2022 still exists. After repeated Ukrainian strikes, key Black Sea Fleet activity had shifted and dispersed away from exposed Sevastopol toward ports including Novorossiysk, around a single priority: it can still launch missiles. It can still kill. What it cannot do is the one thing navies exist for: sit on a sea lane day after day and say no. The fleet that lost the sea does not mean the fleet was destroyed, Russia vanished, or Ukraine controls the whole Black Sea. It means Russia lost cheap enforcement capacity where control mattered. Ukraine never won control of these waters either. Nobody holds it now. The corridor lives inside that vacuum. Functioning. Threatened. The ships keep coming, not because the sea is safe, because stopping them costs more than Russia can pay.